Thank you again for listening to my TED Talk. My name is Darren Green, host of The Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and reality TV, and also a whole lot more, honestly. Please be sure, if you are watching this on YouTube, to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that damn channel. And also for the audio listeners, hey, be sure to leave a rate and review. We love those. Be sure to also, if you are listening on whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your listening platform is, please be sure that you guys are following or subscribing and making sure that you're getting the notifications that I'm dropping a new episode. We know it's real quiet over there in the audio podcasting land, child. Like, a lot of the podcasting is really going to video now, but I still have hope. I am what you call what they call them things, a veteran podcaster, okay? I believe in having an RSS feed and posting that out to a hosting platform and all that other stuff. I don't just be posting on YouTube. I ain't like these people that be on Instagram Live, talk about something, I got a podcast. No, you don't. You're just live on Instagram. You're live on TikTok. It's not a podcast, honey. I'm that elitist. I don't care. Because I pay X amount of dollars a month to keep this thing on air. Okay, let's be very clear on that. Anyway, not a lot has been going on this week. I don't know if I want to do this I want to try to do this segment. I don't know yet what to call it, but I love how I brought up like a quote from a song the last episode to connect to what I got going on in real life. I was thinking about that Megan's Piano song, that one line in particular, hoes might never like me and I'm fine with it. Okay, full stop. Hoes might never like me and I'm fine with it. Okay, because that's how I've been feeling this week. I've definitely, the trials and tribulations of going through a week of working, and also as a content creator, if you are a content creator, or just you get into other things, or you got other hobbies and other things going for you, it really is, people really will try you and make you think that you the problem, you the person that gets everything wrong, and you this, you that, and it's just, oh, I get it. It's not me. It's how y'all view me, and that ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't my business and why you feel the way that you feel. But I know what I do, and I know what I put into this world. Okay, is the God honest truth, and is me doing my best. Hoes might never like me, and I'm fine with it. That's the quote of the day. That's the quote of my day, honey. That's what I've been thinking about. I don't know what I want to call that little segment, but that's just how I've been feeling. Also, another thing I want to get into, I did want to show you something. Look, this is a little sneak preview of my little fit for the, I'm going to the Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour. I got the bull. I forgot what they call these. But the person I was working with too was telling me, like, you're supposed to put this over like a button-up shirt because it's almost like a tie, but it's like a Western tie. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I love this design. I saw this on Shein. Yeah, I went to Shein in. Okay, sorry for the audio listeners. Y'all can't see what I got going on here. But it's just a piece of an outfit that I'm working up. I'm looking at different pieces and different fits and stuff like that and what I want to do. The theme is definitely going to be black because I'm black, honey. I don't experiment with other colors. And I know that's my problem. I need to grow. But the theme is black. But I got like this idea of this nice little jacket with the cowboy hat that I bought. I cannot wait to unveil it. I just cannot wait. So that's happening. But yeah, you'll see it soon enough. Let me put my headphones on, child. Now, I know by the time this episode comes out, the Oscars would have already happened. I'm thinking about doing like a video, particularly on Monday, because I know I work early, so I'll be off around 2 something. I'll be able to do a video real quick. I want to talk about this. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the Oscars because there's a lot of shows or a lot of movies and things that I want to see potentially get awarded. I'm definitely rooting for Ariana Grande for the supporting actress role, and I'm also rooting for Cynthia Erivo, best leading actress. Come on, let's go. But I've seen something on Instagram of an anonymous voter of the Academy basically saying that they did not vote for Cynthia because of her age. Like, they felt like she was too old to play Effa. And I'm like, Oscars, Academy, don't piss me off. Do not piss me off, because I would get on this platform and lay somebody out. I'm selling right now. So that's what's going on. So I'm not going to talk too much more on it because it's just like, at the end of the day, like, Y'all, by the time y'all saw this, y'all already done seen the Oscars or heard what happens. I will be back, okay, to talk about this further. Anyway, we can get into the topics. We have just a couple of topics to get into. I want to talk about Donald Trump and JD Vance's conversation with Zelensky. That was a thing. Elon Musk also is saying that Social Security is a scheme, child. We'll get into that a little bit later. I want to talk about this college student that unfortunately passed away because of an off-campus pledging ritual. We'll get into that. We'll also talk about how Drake has made a settlement with iHeartMedia. All that more are coming up on the Darren Green Show. Now, we can talk about this first topic very briefly because I told y'all I don't get political, but it's just topics like this that really, it's hard to look away from. And that is this conversation that happened between the U.S. president and vice president and the president of Ukraine. Okay, let me read this little excerpt and I'll give you guys my thoughts. Child, there was a 2v1 at the Oval Office last Friday between U.S. president and vice president and the president of Ukraine. The Ukraine president met with Donald Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, among others, at the White House last Friday. While discussing Ukraine's ongoing war with Russia, the conversation took a heated turn, unlike ever before. In modern America diplomacy, JD Vance said that Zelensky was being disrespectful for trying to litigate foreign affairs issues in front of the American people. And my thing is, who propped the camera up, babe, but go off? Before saying that Zelensky should be thanking the president for trying to end this conflict. Yes, he's trying to end the conflict by DMing Vladimir Putin and trying to get with him, get in bed with him, and all this other stuff. Yeah, we got it. So Zelensky questions Vance on whether he's actually been to Ukraine. Vance admits that he hasn't, but then questions whether Zelensky thinks it's respectful to attack the administration that's trying to save their country. They also got into it. I think Zelensky was like, "Oh, you should come to the country and see what's going on over there," and this, that, and the third. And then Vance was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go there because that's just like a propaganda tour of you showing us like propaganda." That was the part that got me, because what is going on? As for Trump, he remained silent until Zelensky kind of said something that kind of triggered him. Zelensky said that the oceans surrounding America will only protect the country for so long, and eventually America will feel the pain of this conflict. And that's when Trump completely jumped into action. He was like, "You don't know that." He started waving the little fingers. He started doing all this stuff. Started grabbing his shoulder. "Calm down. You don't know nothing that's going on in this country." This, that, and the third. Donald Trump goes off. Okay, Trump tells Zelensky that the country isn't in a good position. His country, Ukraine, is not in a good position, blasting him, basically saying in quotes, because he's not holding any of the cards and he needs America to strengthen his metaphorical hand. Now, Trump also added in quotes that you're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You are gambling with World War III. We don't need that invoked. We don't need that invoked, Trump. Okay, let's be very clear. We don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about nothing with World War III. We are 3 months into this damn year, into your administration. Okay, I don't even think this is his first 100 days yet. I don't think we didn't even reach that mark. Let's not invoke World War III. Now, it's my understanding that Zelensky was expected to sign a deal allowing the U.S. greater access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals and to hold a joint news conference, right? But the plan was scrapped after a heated discussion emerged between these two leaders. Now, Zelensky's main objective in going into this sit-down had been to press Trump not abandoning his country and to warn against the to warn the president of moving too close with the Russian president or dictator Vladimir Putin. Instead it turned into a shout match. It was like they were coming for Zelensky. At one point they was even talking about the way he was dressed. I'm like, "Why are you not wearing a suit?" I'm not like y'all. They not like us. I ain't got to wear no damn suit. My country is literally dying. My country is literally decimated by this tyrannical tyrant that is Vladimir Putin. They are doing what I got to wear a suit. At this point, I'm in war. Okay. And when people are in war, child, you put on whatever you got to put on. I just thought that comment was very stupid. But I think that the part that got Trump activated was when he said the ocean surrounding America will no longer protect the country and people will see this conflict. And I have to say, yeah, you think Putin is going to stop at Ukraine? You think he's not going to try to get one of the countries that's occupied by NATO, causing a war? And I'm not saying that he will win, but I'm just saying, like, why are we playing frenzies, frenemies, or whatever you doing with somebody that want to see this country under? It just doesn't make any sense. And what it looks like is like it's like somebody burnt down your house when you lost a loved one, which is, in this case, it's the people of Ukraine that, people that lost their lives because of this conflict. Somebody did this horrible thing, and you realize that one of your relatives has some heirlooms that somebody's, oh, actually, can I get those heirlooms? Because, they're not going to be here. They're not here no more. So let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are having a meeting to talk about some damn minerals, and this country is going through like literal turmoil, and then try to get mad when it's okay. At the end of the day, you getting into bed with the people that's messing with us. I never liked the idea that we were giving them billions of dollars, though, because I'm like, why are we the only country that's doing that? Like, anybody else putting up? You get what I'm saying? So, like, and in Trump and Vance's perspective is, we gave you like billions of dollars, and we gave you equipment to basically defend yourselves, and y'all lost. And all that money is gone. You get what I'm saying? So I get that side too. But it's just that's not the way y'all conduct business here. Now, this should have never even been on camera. I miss when you got a tell off from a previous president about like how things got heated and dicey in the Oval Office. We never knew about it. We never saw it. It never was on the news and just in front of the public. Vance made a stupid ass comment, talk about something. How dare you talk about this in front of the American people? Honey, you propped the camera up. Like I said earlier, you propped the goddamn camera. Okay, y'all should have not done this on. It wasn't on television, but it was on camera, and everybody saw it, and everybody was able to point things out. It just makes this country look so immature, and just so it's that toxic masculinity shit. But I know y'all don't want to keep on hearing me talk about toxic masculinity, but like it really was like, it was like testosterone and just like a lot of energy that just was not needed, and it makes us look laughable to the world, Kamala basically said this was going to play out, and it's going to play out. He's basically, from what I got from this, is that Ukraine is not getting no more funding. And I guess because the deal didn't happen, because he ended up getting kicked out of the White House. Trump literally kicked him out. So that deal for the minerals was not even said. We got Zelensky. He's backtracking, child. He backpedaling, pussy popping, honey. He definitely was like, oh, I want another sit down with Trump. I'm like, honey, you're not going to get another sit down. You better stand on business and just go to another country. They got some money, child, because you ain't going to get it for him. And now we got the goddamn Putin. He's over here saying that he's going to offer the U.S. the minerals deal on items illegally seized from Ukraine land. Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? They said Putin proposed that Russia give Trump, the administration, access to the minerals in Doiskli, I don't know how to pronounce these names, child, 2 areas that were seized by Russia in Ukraine in 2022 at the peak of the ongoing war. The agreement was reportedly brought up to the Trump administration officials a few weeks ago. And there's no set in stone if the administration is going through with this deal. It's very unclear. Nothing has been ruled yet, of course. Oh, but they're thinking about it. Oh, they're thinking about it. Oh, yeah. Trump is thinking about it, child. Let's be very clear. And I think that's just, it's weird. It's weird. It's a lot of weird things going on in this country. We also have an executive order, just because we're on the whole politics trip. I just want to get this out the way real quick. Is an executive order to make English the new official language of the United States. I don't even get why this is a thing. First of all, let me just read this little, because it's on the website. It's on the White House website or whatever. It said, child, by the authority vested in me as the president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, Section 1, proposed and policy from founding of the Republic, English has been used as our national language. Our nation's historical governing documents include the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution have all been written in English. It is therefore long past time English is declared the official language of the United States. A national designated language is at the core of the unified and cohesive society and United States and strengthens by citizenry. Okay. that can freely exchange ideas in one's shared language. I'm not going to read any further. So what is this? What is this executive order exactly? What is it doing? Okay, it's the official language. It has been the official language for many years. Most Americans speak English. There's a sector of immigrants that come into this country, and yes, they speak their own language. So my thing is this going to be like, is it mandatory? Are y'all going to start fining people or arresting people that don't speak English? I mean, there's no claim of that in this executive order, of course. That's not mentioned, but so it seems like this is all in words. Okay, it's the designated language of the country. Okay, and so what? What does this do? That's what I'm saying. There's important shit going on that's really happening, that's really affecting this country and all this other stuff. We are worrying about what the official language of this country is. And that's why I can never take this administration serious. I'm done talking about this. I'm off of it. I'm off of all of it. We got to talk about Elon a little bit later, but I gotta hold on. I just gotta hold on for a second. Because they pissing me off today, child. Another thing that I want to get into, let's get into more celebrity news, child. That's where I live. That's where I am at. Drake, he reaches a settlement with iHeartMedia. Okay, now I'm going to read this little excerpt and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. In his ongoing legal war over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us diss track, they previously reported. In November 2024, Drake filed a legal petition in San Antonio, the Bexar County, Texas, alleging that iHeartRadio ranked in illegal payments from his and Kendrick Lamar's parents' record company, Universal Music Group. He alleged that the media company received the funds in exchange to boost radio play for Not Like Us. To jog your guys' memory, Drake filed a petition as a precursor to a potential lawsuit. The legal action sought dispositions from the corporate representatives of both companies. Since November, the petition, Drake's attorney filed a court document on Thursday, February 27th, with an update. According to court records reviewed by CBS News, Drake and iHeartMedia reached an amicable resolution of dispute. However, it was reported that he did not offer any further information. Drake's legal team also released a statement following the settlement. It read, "We are pleased that the parties were able to reach a settlement satisfactory to both sides and have no further comment on this matter." Additionally, in an email to CBS News on Friday, February 28th, iHeartMedia declined to comment on the settlement. Meanwhile, Drake's claims against UMG is still active. Since Drake's filing, UMG has filed a motion to dismiss the petition. The hearing for that is set to schedule on Wednesday, March 5th in San Antonio, following Drake's November legal petitions against iHeartMedia and UMG. He formally filed a defamation suit in New York City against the latter in 2025. In his filing, he alleged that the record label defamed his character by allowing Kendrick to spew false allegations of pedophilia in the diss track, and we all know that jargon, okay? So he's going to reach a settlement for UMG. It's very likely they are going to find some type of amicable situation like they did with iHeartMedia. Like, this is a stupid ass dummy mission that we put taxpayers' dollars. Let me stop. People love throwing that around, child. I just always think about this situation. It's like, what if let anybody else let Nicki do this? You get what I'm saying? She would be, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think she would get some death threats had she did this with the whole, because let's be clear, because Nicki has called out artists before, Cardi, of using like payola and stuff like this before. And this is not about Nicki, but I'm just saying, let her try that weird shit and she would get dragged through the mud. This man is so insufferable. Just let this take the L and go. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would, at this point, settle with goddamn UMG. That's your company. I mean, you under UMG, girl, and you having some type of an eternal affair with them. It's weird. Now, I know this album that you just came out with, it did really well. Like, we're looking at what, 200,000 pure sales for that song that you did, that album that you did with Party Next Door, which is pretty good. We'll see how it does in the future. Hey, but even this album, though, yeah, it did well because you got like core fans and also Party Next Door got fans too. It's okay, yeah, of course. But like, they not really pushing your music out like that, y'all. You only got 2 songs on there that really is worth something, like that really actually is charting, from what my understanding. But this is not even about the charts. It's not even about all that. But it's the simple fact that, child, you can't get over the fact that people actually and genuinely fucked with this record. They fucked with the record, and it was, and I get it. I mean, it's defamatory because I mean, look, quiet as it's kept. I don't think that Drake is a lot of the things that Kendrick said on there, but that's the point of rap. Like it's not about, you're not rapping about. Let me not say you're not rapping about the truth. You are rapping about the truth in many cases, but like at the end of the day, like this is a rap battle. I can like it's almost like when we going through the dozens and then you say, oh, you can't say no mama jokes. What do you mean I can't say no mama? What do you mean I can't make no mama jokes? There ain't no rules in playing the dozens. It just ain't no rules. And when we fighting, child, if you slap me and I punch you, but this ain't no slap fight. Yeah, I'm punching. Okay, this whole, don't bring a knife and don't bring a gun into a knife fight, girl. I'm bringing a gun. And what's up? I'm defending myself. Okay, and it's weird, but I believe that he will reach a settlement with UMG. You mark my words. This is not going to see the light of day. We'll see what happens after this little hearing that they're supposed to do, because I guess UMG is trying to do a motion to dismiss this. I don't know, child. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I don't really care too much about Drake and what he has going on. Let me look at some of these comments, child. Settlement. Somebody says settlement generally means that they were wrong. Who, Drake? Yeah, that's basically what it means. Like, you basically don't have a case, so you have to settle. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Very crazy. I'm done talking about this. Let's move on. I did hear that new Lizzo song. She's going into the whole rock and roll thing. She dropped Love in Real Life. She dropped a video also. And she's showing off that new body, honey. Okay. Shout out to Lizzo, child. This is not my favorite song. I'm not really into the rock and roll. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Let me stop lying. Because there is a couple of like black, like rock and roll artists that are like dropping stuff out now. I love how we can really like take over any genre and then we can make that thing like work. This song in particular, I didn't like it, but you know, I'm definitely interested to see what other songs she has to offer. Now, there's this other artist that is like, what is his name, child? D-Wayne. Okay, he is a black rock artist. He does rock music. I love what he gets into. This song kind of reminds me of that. I can't play it, obviously. I'm not trying to get no copyright claims, but definitely listen to it. Tell me what y'all think. But it's definitely something different that we've seen with Lizzo, but not my tempo, but I respect it. So I did want to talk about this situation right here. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, so I did want to talk about this because this has definitely been a topic that people were talking about this week, and it really was sad to see. So a college student has unfortunately passed away after he collapsed while doing an off-campus pledging ritual for a fraternity. Now, according to Fox 8 News, the 20-year-old Caleb Wilson, who was a student at the Southern University and a member of the Human Jukebox Band, was online to pledge for the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Early Thursday morning, Wilson was rushed to the hospital by groups of his friends after he collapsed during an off-campus ritual where he pledges to stand in line. They were reportedly at a local park prior to rushing Wilson into the hospital. Unfortunately, Wilson never gained consciousness and was pronounced dead at 3:15 a.m. Now, his cause of death is currently being investigated and no charges has come against anyone right now. But the Southern University has released a statement acknowledging Wilson's sudden passing, saying that Southern University and the A&M College is aware of the off-campus incident that may have resulted in the death of the student Caleb Wilson, a junior. Oh, he was a junior. He was almost out there too. From the New Orleans, majoring in mechanical engineering. The campus community extends condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Southern is cooperating fully with the Baton Rouge Police Department, which is in charge of the investigation. No further information was available at the time. Now, there was also a star on social media talking about a lot of the frat culture and their hazing practices. I know that there was one post that really started it all. Let me see if I can find it. Basically, this person said, I'll say it, if any Divine Nine Black fraternity groups or sororities have jeopardized your health, physical and mentally or spiritually, then they are trash. If you are offended, scroll on by. We've seen too many examples of lifelong injuries and senseless deaths to Black people. Okay. Now, I believe this was from a Black fraternity. Like he died. This was a Black fraternity that he was trying to get into. So that's why the attention is on the Black side of things. But let's be very clear. The white fraternities, we have seen instances where students have died also in those organizations. So let's keep it all the way real with all of them. I just firmly believe that. Whatever happened to just having niggas touch bananas in toilets blindfolded, act like they touching shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever happened to like the stupid hazing like that? Or is that that just was on school days? You get what I'm saying? I think that whatever this was, whatever they were doing outside that caused him to lose his life, literally, is that needed for y'all to this whole breaking somebody down to build somebody up? That culture has to die. And I'm not saying that hazing itself needs to go, because hazing is a part of Greek culture and that's something that they get into. Like I said, not my tempo, but I respect whatever y'all got going on. But what's not going to be respected is people losing their lives. Like, the hazing should not be that extensive that you like literally almost die. Or in this case, the person did die. So like more lighthearted stuff, hazing and stuff like that. And let me just tell you something. The shit that you pull in college, the shit that you think that you feel like you're free, and I get it. I've been in college before. You think that you're free. You think that you can do all these things and not get any repercussions from it. Be very careful. Okay, be very careful of that freedom that you have, because in the things that you think that you're going to get away with, newsflash, you're not going to get away with it, and it will follow you. Some of the stuff that you do in college, it will follow you for the rest of your life. And I believe that boy's death will follow a lot of people that was involved. It's going to follow them for the rest of their lives. If they don't get charged, that's going to be a thing too, because they're going to find out who the leaders was and who initiated this hazing, and it's all due process. But really, just you have to watch what you do. I never was really into that stuff. I never liked the idea of just, because I remember, because in my college, I went to NJCU, New Jersey City University. Every time they had like club day, like it was clubs and organizations, and then it was the fraternities that they populated on the other side of the room. And I remember going by there, I was like, let me try it out. When you go to the clubs and organization side, they're more like, they want to talk to you. Hi, how are you? Do you want to join this club? And this, that, and the third. You go to the fraternity side, and they just literally look at you, and you're like, okay, look at you up and down. And okay, if you don't say nothing to them, they ain't gonna say nothing to you. They're not trying to get you in. And somebody had told me, is you seek them, they don't seek you. Like you have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to actually go up and be like, hey, I want to do this, or hey, no, we ain't doing that. That's when I was like, oh, that's how I know that that was never for me. That type of culture is not for me. The whole thing of that people like to join these clubs for collaborative and networking opportunities, because if you graduate and meet a Q-Dog that's a manager, a hiring manager, he might put your application in the front of the list or whatever. But honey, the job market is trash now, so I don't see that really making a difference. People should stay away from groups like this. I mean, and I'm not because there was people in the comments also talking, see, that's that cult shit, that's that demonic. So I'm like, we're not gonna call these organizations demonic. I'm gonna stay on the fence of that. I think that people should have the freedom of having these type of organizations around. I don't think that they should be outlawed, and I definitely don't think that we should just be dragging the Black ones, because let's be very clear, we haven't really got a lot of cases in the Black fraternities of anything like this. Is like the first time, maybe in a long time. I could be wrong. There could be other occasions where somebody died in a Black fraternity, like one of the Divine Nine is very minuscule, right? It usually happens on the white side. Okay. So I don't think that we should be dragging Divine Nine. I think that's we should drag the culture, like Greek culture as a whole, instead of just that small little sector, because at the end of the day, then they lose funding and then their organizations have to close. You get what I'm saying? So I think that we got to tote the line on what we're talking about here. Like, this was this specific chapter that did some unthinkable things, and the leaders of that specific chapter needs to step down and be held accountable. That's that on that. Y'all will tell me what y'all think in the comments, and we can move on, because I did want to talk about Elon Musk. Okay. I wanted to get into Elon Musk because he got on the goddamn Joe Rogan podcast of all places, right? And boldly and stupidly calls Social Security the biggest scheme of all time. Take a listen at this, okay?
I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Explain that.
People pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately. But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying with you're paying, like, if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue. Far. Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
Yes.
Okay. There's our present day debt, but then there's our future obligations. So when you look at the future obligations of Social Security, the actual national debt is like double what people think it is because of the future obligations. So basically, people are living way.
What? First of all, did y'all hear that clearly? Yeah, me neither. What are we talking about? And I couldn't get past the debt clock. Do you know about that? So, girl, if you're going to get up in here and talk about something, have something like plan out what you're going to say. And that's the problem with Elon Musk. He's not smart. Like, he's not a person he's very low IQ. All he has is the money that was given to him by his parents and stuff like that. He bought all the stuff. People think that he's so smart because of Tesla. I come to find out, because somebody had to tell me this the other day. Honey, Tesla was already was pre-made. It was made. The idea was created by people, like I think 2 guys or whatever, that created what we now know as the Tesla in the cars and stuff like that. And he basically bought them out and then put his name on it. Like, he didn't even come up with the ideas. And you can tell because it's flawed. Like, I would never get a Tesla car, child. Ain't no way in the world. I ain't got no roadside assistance. I gotta email somebody to tow my car for a girl. Bye. But that's besides the point. I think this crook is very dangerous to this country. His whole idea that people are living longer and there's less people being born. That's another one of his, the world is underpopulated theory. Social Security benefits are payments made for people who retire or disabled or have a lost loved one. They are part of the federal old age survivors and disability insurance program. People with jobs, 9 to 5, something he knows nothing about, work their asses off for years and years so that one day they can obtain their Social Security for the rest of their life so they can die and not work until they die. Yes, people are living longer, but that doesn't mean that we have to somewhat stop Social Security, because he's not saying that, he's not specifically saying that Social Security should end, but he's making comments like, oh, it's a scheme. It's getting people riled up to make it seem like it's a bad thing and this is something that needs to go away. No, it's something that people spend their whole lives working up to, and they can bow out peacefully and not have to, like I said, work for the rest of their lives. It's something little Miss Immigrant Trust Fund baby knows nothing about. I think he's trying to rile people up. I definitely feel like he's just making comments. He's making comments just so that people can get a reaction. I don't know why. I mean, you're Elon Musk. You don't really need like that type of attention on you. You have all the attention. You have all the money. Okay. And at the end of the day, if you're going to roll this back, if it comes to a point where Social Security is not a good thing, you going to give us our money back? You going to give us some money? Because like Social Security gets taken out of our check. Dollars, lots of dollars every year is taken out of our checks and pay stubs and all that for Social Security. So my thing is, y'all going to give it back? Or y'all going to stop charging us? Y'all going to stop taking money out of our accounts? out of our checks and stuff like that. So no, I mean, like it's and it gets. Here's my problem with people like Elon Musk and Trump and all of them. Y'all want to sit there and talk about the problems and how things are toxic and how this is run bad. Y'all always want to talk about how the system is flawed, but there's no solution. Oh, y'all have concepts of a solution. Y'all have concepts of a new system, but it never happens. It never happens. Okay, and you take away things without a plan in place to negate that or try to make it better, make it great again. You just take it away. So I think that he's a very dangerous man. I think a person that's not even born, and I hate to sound xenophobic, but it is what it is. You're not even born here. You're not even American. Yet you are overseeing the finances. I don't get that. I really don't get that. But Trump will go to bed with anybody, child. And Trump will go to bed with anybody that acts like they love him, child. I just cannot get into it. That's all. I just want to share that little post because I thought that was so stupid. And even Joe Rogan, even though I don't mess with Joe Rogan like that, but even he had to look. That reaction was not. That was his honest reaction. Oh, like I know in his mind he said, "This stupid motherfucker," but I don't care, child, because he's on the show, so it's gonna give him lots of downloads. He done lost his #1 spot on the podcast. So he's trying to look for any way to get his #1 back. But anyway, I'm off that topic. One other thing I wanted to get into, because this is for the people that shout out Shrek is coming back. Okay. And they got their little teaser and it was mixed. It don't look the same. It's just the animation is and there's a lot of conversations like they're like, if you remember the whole Sonic situation where people did not like the Sonic design and then they bullied the producers and the filmmakers to recreate it and edit the entire movie. I think that we're not going to get the same thing here because it is mixed. Like, there's people saying that y'all need to calm down and this is what it is. This is their style and this is what they want to do. And then there are people that just are not liking the whole change of it. My whole thing with this, I think that it's not that the animation is bad. The animation is great. I mean, the animation is definitely better than the first Shrek movies. I mean, come on. But that's the point. The animation was bad. Maybe the animation wasn't meant to be that uncanny, but it made it work. Shrek is supposed to, if you guys know about the Uncanny Valley, and I'm sorry, I'm about to nerd out real quick. If y'all don't know what the Uncanny Valley is, but it's basically where animation, or sometimes it can mean like when something that's not real looks real and it gives you that eerie feeling. It's that like when you saw a lot of the older Shrek movies, like how they look so realistic, like hyper realistic to real life, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But that's what kind of makes Shrek. Like now this looks like something this looks like freaking Despicable Me and Minions. Like this looks like Trolls. They changed them entirely, and now they just look polished and almost like how The Sims. If y'all know about The Sims, like Sims 3 used to be really super hyper realistic, and then The Sims 4 took the whole cartoony route, and it just wasn't good. I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm still gonna watch the film, but because it's Shrek, but it just looks so different. I just don't know who these people are. Shout out to Zendaya though, because Zendaya is definitely going to be playing one of the ogre child. I guess that's some good news. Zendaya's out here working and doing her thing, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this plays out. I have nothing else to talk about today. We are done for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will see you next time. I'll probably make a video about the Oscars. I'm telling you right now, if they do that to my girl Cynthia, if they snub my girl, we're gonna have some problems. I'm just saying that. Okay. I will see you guys next time and hope you enjoy the show. Bye.